Hello, one and all, and welcome to round 10 of the League of Europe Division 2 Championship. We're here today at the Hungary, just outside of Budapest, Hungary, and I am Kivir Zaka, going to help take you through this, and join the commentary box, as per usual, alongside me, is Kivir Verstappen. How are you, man?
Hello everyone, and once again, welcome to Division 2 of League of Europe Indeed. I'm doing quite well, looking forward to an interesting race, of course, with 19 drives on the grid this time. So we'll take you through it.
Yeah, decent sized grid ahead of us for tonight. And here we are now at Hungary, 14 corner track. They call it Monaco without the barriers. It's very, very technical and yeah, very narrow. So not a lot of room for error these drivers are going to have to be on it. We'll see, of course, how they're going to pick in qualifying, their tyre strategies ahead of the race as well. Keep an eye on that. It's cloudy, so we'll see if that's a bit of an omen for maybe some more dramatic conditions ahead of the race. But just handing over to you quickly, Verstappen, because not only that, but we've also got on the grid a few new drivers that we can consider and see how they get on in their debuts here in D2.
Yeah, definitely. We have Rudy 1973 in the Williams here making his debut. He's jumped up to full-time seat immediately. CPI Connor in the Alfa Romeo still in the pits. And we have a reserve, which is Jordi B 1409 in the Racing Point. He's filling in for Ryan, who's getting married today, so congrats to him.
Yeah, congratulations to XL Ryan. We hope the wedding has went extremely well there, and I wish you all the best for the future. But looking to the present, away it goes. This is Iro Packer first on a lap, then barreling down towards turn one. Get on to those brakes, so it's going to take it in second gear, then short shifting up in a third, grab traction on the exit and away, powering down towards turn two. Get on to those brakes yet again, taking it in third gear this time. Carry a little bit more speed through the apex up the fourth. Now open it up through the flat out right hander of three, and then up towards turn four. Then that's fantastic high speed left, very easy to get it wrong, very easy to invalidate. But Packer gets along just fine. Now cruising into turn five, gets onto that curve and immediately sets it back. It's a very, very deadly curve on the inside, so the American has just about got that one wrong. So we'll look for other drivers potentially on laps. So that's Packer actually spinning, coming out of the chicane, and now moving forward. I think it's MMA Slash who we're going to turn our attentions to now as he heads into turn 10, then flat out, and then another high-speed corner. Packer disqualified from the session, so he must have turned around trying to recover the car, and it's been disqualified by Codemasters. That's so unlucky, and he's now out the way, and he will start from the tail end of the field. We turn our attentions though to Mr. MMA Slash, now into the final corner at turn 14, takes it in third gear, short shifts all the way up to fifth, really struggling, trying to get traction on the exit. He comes through it to 1:13.6. That's a decent opening to the session of 13.6. We'll see if he can hold out there, and we'll see how the rest of the drivers get on. Can that mark be topped, as we see the lap times now coming in?
Nico's unfortunately invalidated his lap time, but look at Saudema. He's coming across the line at 1:13.93, 10th off Slash at the moment, and the other half of Puppet Masters come around on the mediums at 1:14.8. Decent to start off with compared to the other guys. Skyzy 0.6, Hardy at 0.3, opens up with 2.5 tenths quicker than Slash. Amazing lap time to start up with.
Yeah, 13.3, that is pace from Hardy. Of course, we have seen his kind of development over the season, as we also have Rex coming over the line. He goes into fourth, but yeah, we've seen Hardy being promoted from Division 3, and in Division 2 he has gone from strength to strength so far. Currently, as we've alluded to throughout, potential championship contender, Tin Can comes over the line, only 9th though, so he'll be looking to try and improve, kick that one back up and make some gains later on in the session. QVR Nico's yet again on the lap, then the Spaniard barreling into it, but he has actually turned down his ERS, so I don't think he's going to be pushing all out. The session begins to die down, and so the first phase of this quali can be announced as being complete, and it's XL Hardy all pole position, 2.5 tenths of a second, a quarter of a second. Can that get made up? Can the McLaren even improve on that? He's been so impressive so far as Hardy, and he's looking yet again to be a top contender. 1:13.3, can anyone get to that mark?
Will be interesting to see if anyone can match him. Of course, the likes of Iro Dillon have not set a lap time yet. That'll be interesting to see if he can maybe match that, because he's of course the number 2 in our standings, only 2 points behind Brick at the moment.
Yeah, and now it's sort of opened up then, because the only two repeat winners this season, M Short, of course, we know, got promoted to Division 1. Unfortunately, Laronix has pulled out of the league, of course, who won the last race in Silverstone, so we won't be seeing him anymore, unfortunately. And of course, he was making quite an impression after joining late as well. It's getting very quiet out there. In fact, almost all the cars into the fence. The CPI Connor, the debutant now on the track then. Not on a flying lap, but everyone's going to come in at the same time. So we're going to gear up, get into a further phase in the session, and we'll see, of course, how our rookies fare up there. Jordy and Rudy have set times. Rudy's probably not what he can go to, but we'll see what CPI Connor can do then in the Alfa Romeo. Again, always looking out for new drivers popping up on the scene and trying to make impact on this Division 2 and trying to upset the order, especially for our championship contenders, because we saw, of course, last time out in Silverstone, our two championship contenders had a lot of trouble because this field is so competitive. There's a lot of drivers that can challenge up at the top, and so any new drivers coming in, you got to watch out for them because they could really interfere with the championship fight.
That is definitely the case here, and yeah, at the moment, no, last CPI Connor just preparing for one. As he's heating up the tires, I reckon. Nice. He's braking it and going on the throttle at the same time. I don't think that'd be advice in real life, but he can do it here. CPI Connor coming around the penultimate corner to start a lap now. You want to take a wide approach here to get the best run out of the final corner onto the longest straight of the track. And let's see, open up the DRS, across the line goes CPI Connor up towards turn 1. Let's see what we can do. Braking at around 100 meters just behind that. And into third gear he goes on the throttle, DRS open for the second bit there. And now down towards turn 2, very technical corner, very long. You can take this quite tight on the exit or run it out wide. It's a bit in the middle for CPI Connor through turn 3. Now he goes up towards the sector 1 split and the pretty tricky turn 4, as I'd like to say. 26.2 is Burbo at the moment. Looks like a really good lap time so far through turn 5. You don't want to touch the inside curve. The outside is fine, however. And now through the chicane of 6 and 7. Very difficult. Slide it through a little bit. Bit of oversteer over the curve there now into turn 8 and 9. Nice S's here coming through flat out through turn 10. Now he has a run up ahead. And now through turn 11. Throws it down into 6th gear and now towards turn 12, 90-degree corner, a bit onto the curb on the apex and the exit towards the downhill turn 13. Pretty tricky corner as well on the traction. And now open up towards final corner and he head into the pits actually. So that's quite an anticlimactic thing. But we have Iro Dillon just in behind. He's coming through the final corner, open up the DRS. So let's see what he can do. He's at a 130.3, just ahead of XL Hardy.
Yeah, just squeaking to the top of the timesheets for Iro Dillon, and he announces himself now into this qualifying session. Nico comes over the line, goes into the top 5 there, 1:13.6, so now they're beginning to stack up on their times and chop them down as well. We're seeing now drivers improving out there. Puppet Master now, the Spaniard in the Haas, rounds the final corner now of turn 14 to the lane and replaces Nico in that 5th position just behind Skyzy as well out there. So now we're seeing the times coming in. Skyzy himself is going through the last sector but is backed out. Neil Luigi just starting a lap there. One of the racing points, I believe that's Jordan just starting a flying lap. Now kicking things off behind them. Zoudemar has came into the pit lane then, so he's backed out of a lap there. The drivers are really on it now. Rick around the final corner. Where does he go? He goes 3rd, just shy of a spot in the front row, and in fact that's been toppled by Lando, who even goes quicker, a 1:13.468, just about pipping the Finn. Goes into 3rd, and we'll see if Lando can continue to impress. Scuderia Seb's come over the line to start a lap. Now it's hectic out there. Now all the drivers are going for it, but it's still in now on pole position. Can anyone top that? Hardy's still got to set another lap. Game on for the second half of this session.
Let's see, Rudy's come around the final corner, only a 1:14.9. He's a bit shy of the rest of the grid so far. Let's see, so I think one of the Alfa Romeos, is that? MMA Slash, is he coming to the end of a lap? Yes, he is, coming through the final corner. He was 600s up, coming through the sector 2 split, now around the final corner. Let's see if he's improved in the last sector, 1:13.5. He's improved by a 10th, not a position though.
And new Luigi now to the line. That was invalid though. 113.6 it would have been. It would have moved him up the order slightly, but not quite what the former Division 1 driver and Division 2 champion would have hoped for. Tiger now coming round. He's on the medium tyres. Interesting strategy call. They could be a better race tyre, and he predictably doesn't go very high up. A 115 flat then. Not quite having the grip that he would have potentially liked on those tyres. Skyzy now up to the line. Goes sixth on a 113.6, but I don't think he actually improved on his position at all there, just sitting static at the moment for the Frenchman. Now we have one of the Williams. I think that was Rick actually just coming in to the pit lane, so we'll keep an eye on Spag now in that Ferrari, but he's also in. So now we're seeing again conclusions to the second phase in the qualifying session. And Dylan now on provisional pole. Can he make up for it though? Can he get himself into that championship leader? 1:13.3. We'll see if that time is toppled in the closing 7 minutes here in quali.
Let's see how he will fare, and as indeed 7 minutes ago, a bit of a quiet point, of course, now. We'll have to see, because someone like Spag is still out there, not having set a lap. CPI kind of looked quick on the way, but hasn't really done anything either. He's now coming out the pits, I think. Yes, he is. So we'll keep an eye on him so far as well.
Interestingly enough, you saw Connor's lap from earlier. He was on the soft compound of tyres, but now in fact he's fitted the medium, so that might explain why he bailed out of his lap right at the death. He was maybe just trying to get his eye in with the softs and is now going to go out on the mediums, but with the whole grid practically going on the softs, we'll see of course how high up the order he is able to put himself, but it will probably be difficult to make much in roads. We'll see of course. We're not entirely sure of his potential, but we'll see how that all unfolds as we get towards the climax of the session. We turn around now to QBR Nico, who will be the next driver up to embark on a flying lap of the Hungaroring. So here we go now, lining it up, going to open up that final corner, my apologies. Now he's going to pile on the power and on to the exit down the main street. QBR Nico currently 8th in the session. Can he go higher? Now getting up to the top speed again on the track, 317 kilometers an hour onto the brakes in the second gear now. Runs it back up the third, and the DRS is now open. Now careening down, slight downhill gradient into turn 2. Cambered as well into a tricky corner to get the power on. He uses second gear, really trying to get the bait and the rotation through flat through turn 3 and then up towards turn 4. You can see there he's going to barely tap the brakes on the entry, and then he's back on it through turn 4, goes by in a flash. Now turn 5, open up that power then, don't get on the curb on the inside, now on the brakes again, don't take too much curb throughout this chicane, you got to keep it nice and clean. The Red Bull opens up now at a turn 8, then turn 9 now, so that's middle sector, comes up quick and fast, he runs wide though, careens across the track, just about able to keep it on the island, keeps it in 7th gear. He's still pushing his Nico, and he is about a 10th and a half up. Can he find more in this last sector? Heads it through turn 12, then on the curve to turn 13, gets it all crossed up opposite, lock almost onto those brakes. Now at a 14, he's still pushing, giving everything now, burying that throttle out of turn 14 now to the line it's going to be, and it's a 1:13.6, a minute improvement. He'll get in front of Puppet Master, but it's not what he would have hoped for, and we'll see now the rest of the times coming in as we get into the final phase in the session. Jordy's now out, that's out of turn 11. What's happened there?
I think he's spun and lost the traction out of turn 11, difficult corner of course. In the meantime, Puppet Master has gone back up to P3 with a 1:13.4. It's a good lap time from him. Let's see, CPI Connor is back into the pits, so he might go on to another set of mediums, or, well, not another set of mediums, but try again on the same medium tire, of course, or a set of softs under his car.
Yeah, we'll see, of course, what the strategy is going to be. We haven't seen much from Connor in this session, but we have seen signs that he can put some lap time down. Scuderia 7, the Renault, is going to go into the pit lane. He might well have enough time to get out there and turn things around. Skyzy over the line is just going to start a flying lap now, the Frenchman. So we'll see how he gets on. Lando is coming around, and he is 2 tenths up actually, so this could go potentially to the top. Where does the Renault go? He's onto that throttle line of turn 14. Now DRS open to the line, and it is pole just 5/1000ths of a second in it. Will it stay that way though? We've got so much left now to offer in this qualifying session, so do not look anywhere. It could all kick off here right out the deck. Puppet Master's come in, so he's going to look for more improvement at the end of things then. It's a bit quiet out there yet again. I think Skyzy may be the only one on the lap, but he's made a mistake coming into turn 7, so he's just going to back that up then. I think Tiger is on a lap, just started one. I'll leave it to you, Verstappen, to take us through it there. A bit quiet, but we're still seeing Tiger in the AlphaTauri now, into first sector now.
As he has a bit of a wobble there out of turn 4, keeps it tight towards turn 5, and now on the exit towards the chicane. Pretty tight here as well. 5th gear early on the throttle, 6 even there. Keeps the high gears here, 4 turn 9 on the exit. It keeps it nice and tidy still. Now through turn 11, a difficult corner as I mentioned before. 8/10ths up, he's on the 50 to 6. I think there was like 4/10ths off what Lana did. Now for the 90-degree right-hander of turn 12 and through turn 13. Now he goes on the throttle, keeps it nice and tidy. Once again, through the final corner, let's see what Ty can do. Open up the throttle onto the curb, open the DRS onto the line, a 114 flat, only P13 for him. He won't be too happy with that, I reckon.
Yeah, it's so competitive out there. You're going to need the best lap you can possibly pull together if you want to try and get to the top end of the timings. We'll see, of course, how things unfold. We are now in the dying moments, less than 2 minutes left here in this qualifying session. I don't think anyone's actually on a flying lap at the moment. They're all gearing up. You see a lot of drivers on out laps then, and I think the first over the line will be Tin Can, 11th place at the moment. We'll see if he can stamp his place into that top 10. Of course, outside the top 10 could be a better thing, because you're going to see, I know from experience that the soft tyres don't go very long in this race. The mediums may be a better fit for race pace, so qualifying just outside the top 10 may well be a decent bet for these drivers. We are just going to have to wait and see. However, there is so much room of possibility in this qualifying session and in the race later on as well. We're still tracking the racing point of XL Tin Can heading down into turn 6 and 7. Second gear actually really aggressive and gets a little bit of wiggle on, a little bit of braking at the rear traction, and it's just going to have to try and wrestle that racing point back under the control, and now powering down into the high speed right of turn 11. Out of it now, we're going to see he's about 2/10 up, and he's going to need to find more if he wants to get inside that top 10 and really challenging some of the top drivers. Now, into turn 13, gets a little bit locked up, and he runs it out wide, and power on the exit now. Turn 14, he's going to keep it in 4th gear, now up to 5th, really looking for traction, and he's not got it. He spins, going around, and he's going to get it out the way. We also have, I think, a slash coming over the line. No, that's the other Alfa Romeo, my apologies. That was a CBI corner just coming over the line to start a lap. We'll see how he is able to set things up. MMA Slash himself, though, is a quarter of a second up, going around the second sector, and it is pole by 1/10.5. MMA Slash has put down thrown down the gauntlet then. A 1:13.1. Can anyone top it as now time expires? The last lap's coming in now. Who can possibly take pole here?
Or maybe Axel Hardy can as he comes across the line. Yes, he can. 113 flat now. And one of the ripples is that Nico it is. Dylan is about it, by the way, so he won't improve in the time. Nico, however, 113.2. Good lap time from him. He's in P3.
Yeah, Dylan, of course, invalid, so he won't improve. He wasn't up anyway. They're backed off at the end of that lap. We have the Williams coming up to the line now. That's Rex run wide, though. Rick, he would have gone up into P4, but ultimately, that lap time invalid's not going to count for him there. That'll be no good. Puppet Master now goes fractionally faster, but not fast enough to move up. Now we have, I think that's Neil Luigi, and he only goes into 11th. Would have wanted more, I think. Now, CPI Connor really pushing the margins, going through, and he goes pole. Wow, look at that. The debutant CPI Connor is on pole position by the slimmest of margins. Can he keep it, though? We still have quick drivers out there on track who are going to try and deny, but Lando has invalidated on his lap, so he's not going to be able to improve, and I think that could render this quali session done. CPI Connor, we saw hints of his pace throughout the session, not an actual lap, but he's put it all together, and he is on pole position, denies Hardy. Wow, game on to the race. We have his debutant taking pole position. Can he stay there for the 35 lap race?
Well, I've seen about that. Of course, a very long race indeed, and Yeah, the run down into turn one is going to be very important, of course, with Hardy, Slash, and Nico all close behind still. And it's definitely not done yet.
Absolutely not done yet, but for the moment, CPI Corner is going to top things. We'll see if he stays there for the race. Let's run you through the qualifying order. Hardy so close, 12 thousandths, just 100th of a second. You can't represent that time if you blinked an eye. That is just how close the margins are here in Division 2. MMA Slash will get on the second row alongside Nico. Behind them, Lando invalidated his last run, could have had more. Same with Dylan, maybe disappointed on the third row. Then you have Puppet Master and Rec, championship contenders a little bit further down. Skyzy and Zerima round out your top 10. And with free choice of tires, you have Scooter Ray Seb, Neil Luigi, that's your 6th row. 7th row is Tin Can and Tiger. 8th row, Jordy and Rudy, two Dutch debutants. Then you have the drivers that didn't set times, unfortunately, Maledictus, Spag and Packer. And Packer actually has confirmed in the stream chat they had an issue with his throttle pedal and was trying to fix it, and in the process got disqualified. So very unlucky for the American to have a technical fault holding him back. We'll see if he can make amends for it in the race. A long way to go, 35 laps, but the advantage that the top drivers have, overtakes around this track are very hard to come by.
It's, of course, a very difficult track to overtake. Turn 1, of course, an opportunity, and perhaps if you're brave enough into turn 2. Other than that, I don't think we'll see many overtakes around here, unless someone's very audacious. Strategy-wise, we'll have to see. I think a few drivers outside top 10. I think the division will be opting for mediums and hards. I don't know which order, though. So we'll have to see about that. I don't think the softs will be opted for outside the top 10 as they go off very quickly.
Yeah, that would certainly be a surprise, but of course Division 2 is always full of surprise in Grand Prix racing in general, but we know the absolute mayhem this division can throw up sometimes. So, the Hungaroring awaits us now. We have 19 drivers ready to dispute this one. CPI Corner and Hardy, latecomers to the division. They are on the front row. Very spicy one then. Could be quite an exciting race. Just as you predicted, look outside the top 10. The soft tires, nowhere to be seen.
Indeed, and it's quite frankly all mediums except for Spag, who's opting for the hard. So he'll go a bit longer into the race and maybe hope for some pace on the second part of the race and maybe try some overtaking there. But the top 10, of course, still on the softs, so let's see how they are for.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Spag on those hard tires. He always seems to be in the wars in this division. I expect this, with that strategy, to be no exception. But what we have here is a very fascinating dynamic here. The soft to hard tire, as you can see on the AWS graphic, it is a plausible strategy, but the softs do go off very quickly, as you mentioned, Verstappen. So you're going to be seeing the soft runners struggling after about lap 5 or 6, and that's going to be about the time that they are going to want to try and get those off. Hard tires fitted, and then they can pursue the closing stages of the race. But we'll see, of course, how it all unfolds then. CPI Corner is going to lead them off the line, though, that is for certain. Hardy's going to chase them down. The Alfa Romeos are very strong qualifying. They're right at the front of the grid, and if Slash can maybe get Hardy, who knows? At a track where it's difficult to overtake, the Alphas could really control this race here.
Yeah, we've definitely seen Slash's quality in some of the races here, and he definitely has some race pace over a few guys, and he'll probably challenge for that. I have to see. But I'll leave to you. Who's your prediction for the win today?
Oh, I see how it is. You're going to turn the tables on me a little bit this week. I'm going to say Hardy for the race win. I think that he can. I think that he's got a lot of potential, and he might finally, with the likes of M Short and Lyronics out the way, he can really stamp his authority and get one. I think, though, MMA Slash will come home second, and I'm going to go for Rick in third. I think that CPI Corner's inexperience in this division. I'm sure he's a very accomplished racer on other hands, but of course it's a brand new challenge for him. I think that he may struggle. We'll see, of course, he may run away with it. But yeah, I think Hardy's got a really good chance of this one. He was so close to pole. We'll see if he can convert in the race. Here we go then, seconds away. The Hungarian Grand Prix about to get underway. Let's hope it's a good one. A very intriguing front row. Will they stay there for the duration of the race? We have 5 lights. And we are away for the Hungarian Grand Prix off the lane. Goes CPI corner from pole position. Can he get rid of that though? He's got Hardy under pressure then. And the Alfa Romeo's coming forth. Because look at that MMA slash. Look at that inside line and round the outside. Goes Lando trying to slash that third place. And a turn one now. And it's the Alfa Romeo 1-2 for the moment there. As now, looking at third place. Lando on the inside. Might just see that one through. For the back there, they're dueling around the two. Williams getting in the wars as well then. I think that's Rick moving up there. Made a pretty decent start. There's a Red Bull out wide there. That may just be Nico running wide as the timings now finally managed to sort themselves out. It's corner the lead. Slash in second place. We'll see, of course, if the battles continue throughout the remainder of this first lap then. Hardy didn't get away well at all. He's going to have it all to do in that McLaren. So he's lost out off that start there. Dylan's lost out as well. Actually, that was a bit of a timing glitch. He's still right there. As I think that's a spinner there. Maledictus has gone off in the Ferrari as Tin Can in the Racing Point. Disaster for them in the first lap. They've got to try and make up for it now and get back in this race, but I think Tin Can's got major problems.
Yeah, it seems like he has major damage. Maledictus' front wing seems fine, but the left end plate for Tin Can seems to be gone, so he'll unfortunately have to go and change that, I reckon. But we have CPI Icona still maintaining the lead. It's a bit of a train forming here. It's a force getting in the way. Rick is just clinging onto it. I think the times is just a bit glitch, so I was mistaken with that a little bit. Slash is still looking at Connor, but he's nowhere near close enough. So look further down the order if any overtakes going on. I can't spot any, so maintain information for now.
Yeah, it is a tough track to overtake, and you're going to see that evidence of that throughout the entire race. We'll see, of course, if they can make it work. DRS will be active in a lap's time. So just going to, as the initial chaos from the start begins to die down, keep looking at the changes in the graphics, thinking that there's moves going on, mistakes happening, but ultimately they're all just keeping composed. Looking at the winners and losers over that start though, there weren't any huge gains there. Rick though made a very good start, as did Lando. They move up as well. We got Spag and Packer moving up, kind of taking advantage of misfortunes around him. Tin Can has come through the pit lane, so he's the big loser from that lap, and now with himself really set back, he's gonna need a bit of something of a miracle to get back in this race. Maybe a safety car for the Racing Point to get back in it, but damage on the first lap here at Hungary, never a good sign. He's got a lot of work to do now.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he'll be able. Let's see what tires he's on the arts. Will be very tough to get those to the end, so I doubt that's going to happen. As we have Spack and Impost Tiger. Side by side, I think Steiger has made a mistake because he was nowhere near that. And let's see, Spack is still on the inside.
Oh, they're still battling.
Keeping side by side. And let's see, Spack does have the upper hand, squeezing onto the grass almost. And now on to turn one, it seems like Spack has got that. Packer is also through. Let's see, can Tiger get the switchback though out of turn one? I don't think he's close enough for that. Now I have to maintain him behind as he goes a bit wide onto turn two, which keeps him behind Packer.
Yes, Tiger, a mistake costing him there. Is going to have to try and get back with it then. Up at the front, and CBI Corner, well, he at the moment is running with us. He's nearly outside that DRS range, so they're going to have to work for the back down the field though. Skyzy battling with Iro Dylan on the inside of turn 6 and through goes the Mercedes. Feisty move and taking advantage of a mistake, I think, from the Red Bull, and now Skyzy through, but he's got to get back in that DRS, otherwise he can get reeled in here. Looking further back, Scuderia Sebs in a very good position. We got a mistake by the back, that's Jordy's gone off, and the other Racing Point. What a disaster it's been for them so far. He's going to go off then, he's got front wing damage, surely I think they're on the right end plate. He's going to have to come in as well, so not the start he was after then either of the Racing Point drivers. But we're going to turn our attentions up to the lead battle, because Slash may well be under pressure here. Lando trying to get up to him, trying to suss out an overtaking maneuver down towards turn one, but I don't think it's going to come through. He hangs back, runs into the back of him almost, very composed, controlled from the Renaults. From the back there, Dylan is coming back, and Skyzy round the outside and is going to get seen off by the Frenchman. But can Dylan fight back the Dutchman back to the inside? No, just holds back. Last minute, it's going to back out of that one then. So we'll see, of course, how the battles unfold up the front. But Connor is fair breaking away with this one. 1.3 seconds there at the front. The debutant is flying out there. He's already broke DRS, and at the moment his possibilities seem endless at the moment there. The Alfa Romeo is absolutely on it. He could be heading for a race win on debut here.
That'd be amazing for him, as Pepper Master does pick up time penalty there for the chicane, I think. And he's kind of losing touch to the top, well, the second to fifth frame basically. Slash looks to be struggling at the moment, I've got to say. Is Lando hounding his back basically? Skyzy getting a time penalty there as well, as it's quite hard to keep it on track around here, as there's a lot of places where you can easily run wide. Slash, is he going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. I've seen that coming. He is not enjoying those softs, and he is going in. Let's see what tires he picks.
He must have overheated those tyres, taking him out of the operating window. I think that's what's happened to the Alfa Romeo. Now he's got a lot of work to do now in this race. We'll see if he can make up for it, though. Undercut could come through if he can try and keep those tyres up onto the island. That has increased Connor's advantage, but it's also released Lando. We'll see if he can try and go with it and get up to the back of CPI Connor there. 2 second gap is going to be a task, because we've seen the pace that Connor has possessed so far in this race. 2 seconds. Can Lando get up to him? Can hardly recover from that poor start. We saw how close he was to pole position. We know the McLaren's got pace. He's got to try and get with it, though, on the back of the Renault, but ultimately can't quite get through. Connor continue to extend that lead. 2.2 seconds now. At the moment, the Alpha is running with this one.
It definitely looked like that, and in the meantime, as there's a mistake from someone seeing yellows. I don't think that's actually for something. But MMA Slash has gone on to the mediums, which is quite interesting to see. So he must be opting for a 2-stop here.
Yeah, and I'm very surprised. Usually the 1-stop can be done around here, so that means Slash surely can't take the mediums to the end of the race. So he is going to have a lot of work to do, a lot of overtaking to do, but we'll keep an eye out. We'll see if he can get that done. We now come over the line, starting lap 6. Dylan in as well, so another early pit stop from a championship contender. 5 laps in those tyres were a bit too much for him. Is he also going for a 2-stop strategy, or is he going to go a risky 1-stop while pitting earlier? We will see, of course, how that all unfolds. But Nico went further back there. Packer has cruised past Spag, and he is going to get through on those mediums up into 11th place, fading back from that disaster in qualifying. The Haas there runs 11th into the points. We'll see if he can stay there. See if Spag, still the only hard starter in this race, can stay with him, stay in contention. The fact that the field is still relatively close, minus Connor really, can keep Spag in it. He can make those overtakes work later on if he can just stay with it. He can be in really good shape come the end of the race, but stand by in that one. We have a long way to go here at Hungary.
Indeed, again, still 28.5 laps, 29.5 if I do my maths right. Dylan is on to the hard, so he's gonna opt to go for the end of the race, I reckon. So Skyzy's struggling a bit, having a few medium runners in Scuderia Step, and Neo Luigi just behind him, pushing him through almost. Let's see, can Scuderia Step take advantage of Skyzy struggling indeed? As coming towards turn 1, he may opt for that. Nico's into the pits, so he must be following Sim, and Rick is in as well, so he must be counter-attacking Dylan's championship rival, of course.
And we're going to look as well to Scuderia SF now coming at Skyzy. Is going to cover towards that inside line. So the outside is going to be for the Renault. Can he get that one done on the bracer? Skyzy trying to hang in there, but it is through, I think, for Scuderia SF. If he can put the power down, and he is up in a 5th place. Looking really, really impressive out there on the medium. Still the leading medium runner, and he is running with it now. He's got a car between himself and his nearest rival, if you like. Nemo Luigi. Spag is in the wars. He's going to get because Tiger is on his outside, but he can't quite see that one through. Now heading up towards turn 4. We have more battling there. The Mercedes have swapped around. Skyzy has led his teammate through, I think, and Neo Luigi now can try and get up to the man in front of him. Scuderia Seb. Tiger picking up a penalty, so he's lost out a little bit in that one as well, and he's now chasing Spag out there. You can see him hounding the rear end of the hard tyre showed Ferrari in front of him. Looking at it now, we have MMA Slash on those mediums charging up to these guys now. He's got to make the most of it. He has got to fly to try and make up the difference. He's got 4.5 seconds to Rick. Now the leading car that is pitted, Rick with that undercut could come out very well. The championship leader could find himself in a real podium challenging position here once the pit stops are done.
We'll have to see about that, of course, but there's another few drives coming into the pits. Lando and Hardy and Papa Master following in as well, and Skyzy in as well. So all the sub-runners except for Connor are going into the pits. Meanwhile, we have, don't know if there's any battling on track. I don't think that's just the pit stops. All these drives seem to be opting for the hard. So let's see where they come out, because I think the undercut may have worked for some of these guys.
Let's keep an eye. Where is Rick? He's coming down the main straight now. Where does the friend emerge? You can see Hardy right at the front of this train. It may well be very, very close. I think, in fact, Rick is going to jump it. He has made that undercut work to perfection. And now into, at the moment, a net P2. Can he make up the difference and maybe even catch Connor? Connor had about a 3-second advantage over Hardy. So it's going to be very, very difficult. Lando has dropped back after that one, so he is now going to be under pressure from Dylan now, and he's hounding him in the Red Bull. The Red Bull's running in formation. Can they make the most of that? There, Zoudema is challenging Skyzy up towards turn 4 then. And here comes the McLaren ready, so he's going to get cut off. 10 cancel out the race. That's coming out turn 1. Will we see a safety car? We see a VSC. Will it be coming time for Connor? If Connor can get around, he can massively benefit from this VSC. He could be in the right place at the right time here for the Alpha.
And yes, he's into the pits as he was coming for the penultimate corner as it came out. And I think this has just thrown the win even more into the hands of Connor. This seems to be an excellent strategy for him. Let's see if he's going to go on to the hard. I reckon so. Just for confirmation, yes he is. White wall tires going on for the Alfa Romeo. Packer's in as well. Tinkan has left the session. So Packer and Maledictus as well. Gambling on those hard tires, I reckon.
Yes, rather bold strategies from those guys. They're going to have to try and make that work then. But I think it should be possible for them to get him to the end, because we're seeing as well these soft runners rather confidently selecting those hards as well. Conros came out now almost inconceivably far ahead of the rest of the guys he was battling, as Packer coming out side by side with Rick. That is right thrust into the timelight in this race. Can Rick get him though? They're going to go whale to whale now down towards turn 2. The Packer has his nose in front, but Rick has the inside line. He's going to fight back on the inside. Can he get out with it? He's squeezing him right to the curb, and he makes it work there. Rick just fighting on Packer's offensive, but Packer from the back of the field has been thrust right into this one. Now into the podium fight there. The American with that VSC is now right in contention. My oh my, this VSC is throwing things wide open.
He's definitely gambled right here, I reckon. And of course he still has fresher tyres compared to the likes of Rick and Hardy. Although it be a lap or two, he has still got them fresher, and he'll definitely benefit from that.
We'll see if he can now turn that into his offensive. Maybe stay with Rick, keep Hardy behind him there. McLaren will be eagerly anticipating any way through he can find. And at the moment there, they're all beginning to stack up. Lando's struggling to get back onto the tail of these guys. They're Dylan as well, not quite showing the pace that we've seen from him in other points of this season there. The Red Bull trying to get that power down, but he's being reeled in by his teammate there. Not good news at all for a championship contending Red Bull driver. We'll see if he can try and make up for it now. I think the rest of the medium runners have missed a real opportunity to get into this fight. I think Scuderia Seb is the big loser of this one, really, because he was a couple of seconds clear of Packer, and if he'd made that work, he could have been right there clear of Rick, even close to Slash. And so the Renault's going to have work to do to try and make up for it. The VSC has turned things on its head, and I think the Renault has really missed an opportunity to grab some even bigger points here.
It does look like that, and in hindsight he may have been looking differently at that, as Landa picks up a time penalty there. And now we have the situation that Connor is now onto the back of these guys who started on hard or medium, Spack, Tiger and Rudy, as his Zoudema is off in turn 5 there.
Yeah, he's going off there. He must have hit the curb on the inside there. That spat the McLaren out, and even Jordy's going to go through there. Disaster strikes for the Dutchman, and now he has been thrown right back into this now. We're going to keep an eye out on CPI Connor. He got such a huge advantage in this race thanks to the VSC, and he's now about 8 seconds clear of Rick behind him then. So he's looking pretty comfortable as our Tiger is going to go down the inside. Oh, Spack's going to get all locked up, run deep, but I don't think the Ferrari is going to have it in him to fight that back, and finally Tiger reclaims that on track position in his battle with Spag out there, and has now to try and push on and get up to Nemo Luigi and Scuderia Seb up the road. Now Connor still getting up to them. Slash on the medium tyres, and that potential 2-stop strategy now getting up to him as well. The gap now under 3 seconds, so Slash can bring himself into this as well. So now we're going to see Connor, can he make these overtakes work in this train, sitting behind Tiger. He's got Rudy immediately in front of him And the Williams, can he get that move done anytime soon? Of course, he doesn't actively need this, but it's better for him to get an even bigger advantage and not let the guys behind reel him in. So Rudy now, 2 debutants now, sharing the same bit of track. Connor is sitting on practically 100%. ERS, Jordy's now out the race then. I think he's retired on track because his car's still moving. So I'm not sure why he's retired there. And Blade in the open, his car is still going around the track. We'll cut our attentions back towards this fight now, on track for 3rd place, because I don't think CPI Connor is close enough. The fact that it's a DRS train is holding the Alfa Romeo back, and he has to settle in and not go for that move just yet. So he has to sit there, let it in, and the more he sits behind, the more it's allowing his teammate Slash to come into it. The gap now just 2 seconds. Connor has got to get these moves done soon, or otherwise he could have his teammate right on his tail here.
It does look like that Slash is not out of anything here yet. He does have a 5.6 second gap here, and if he's going to be on mediums or softs towards the end, I'm not sure what he'll opt for. I reckon it will be one of those two. He might be making some inroads close to the end of the race.
We'll see, of course, how that all unfolds then. So keep an eye out for MMA Slash and his charge, but he's got to try and at least get through a Connor on track there. Connor is still stuck behind the Williams. Really now has the overtake on. Is he going for it now towards 12? It's a late defensive move for the Williams there, and Connor had to get out of that one there. It was facially seen off. Rudy was not going to give him an inch out there, not even a millimetre, and he eventually maintains that 5th position ahead of the net race leader. So this is getting very heated back there. The Connor will not be a happy man, and he's got to try and move forward again now, but he's lost out in that fight, and now Slash is right there with him. So now this is his big chance to try and maybe capitalise on any mistakes Connor makes. He can try and jump his way through. Connor a little bit of oversteer. Is he feeling the pressure? Is he feeling the tension? Can Slash get up to unsettle him? He does have to make another pit stop in this race, but if he can really make the pace work, he can still be a contender. He can still get a lot of points here towards his championship charge as well.
We'll have to see about that, of course, but let's see if he is able to get past Connor. Of course, being a DRS train, he won't be able to get past easily, as Connor is kind of stuck behind these guys for about a lap or 2 already. So I don't know if that's going to be any different from Slash here.
We'll see, of course. Slash does have a tyre advantage. Can he make it work? So did Connor, though, and at the moment you can see him still bottleneck behind, and Slash now getting ever closer as well. Spag is trying to rein in Tiger up the road. So we'll see, of course, if any overtakes up there can make all the difference back here where we're watching in the train as the 2 Alfa Romeos stack up behind the medium and hard starters. Now is he going to go over the lane again? Connor right on the rear wing of the Williams. Does he go for it this time? He's immediately on his overtake there. He's desperate. Rudy, can he hold on to it this time there? CPI Connor reeling him in, closing him down. He's going to go to the inside for turn 1. He's found that line this time. He gets it all stopped going down at turn 1. He's going to get ahead, and Slash cannot quite follow through, cannot see it through. He has to sit it behind. There's a car between the 2 Alfa Romeos now. That's what Connor would have wanted. That's what Slash would have dreaded. Now he's got the job now to try and get through on Rudy 1973 there. He's using the overtake up towards turn 4, but he's got none left. Can't win a challenge. Now Connor has a car between himself and his teammate. Can he get through now? Continue to admit stamp his authority on this lead battle. Spag gets up the road, and now with only 2 cars in front of him, he can now make the most of it there and really start to move ahead again in this race.
Look, Slash hounding in the back of Rudy, almost pushing him through these corners, now making a little bit of a mistake. Dirty air must be kicking in for the Alfa Romeo. Rudy almost losing touch of the DRS off Connor already, so we'll have to see if Slash can get through here quite easily, or does he gonna have a little bit more trouble, as he doesn't have the ERS to get past easily, so we'll have to see.
Now he's going to have to do it almost, as they say, the old-fashioned way. Rudy is just outside DRS, I think, so that's given Slash the opportunity to try and pounce on that there. He's using the last of his overtaking reserve, but so is Rudy in his defence, so this is going to be ever harder, more difficult for the Alpha, but he's closing him down now. He's going to go to the inside and commits down into turn 1 there. He's going to get that one all stopped, and it's a clean overtake for MMA Slash. He continues to move forward there. Connor now hounding Spag, who hounds Tiger, is getting ever tighter up there as the Red Bulls now swap places. Nico down the inside on Dylan. Sees it through on the exit. Dylan getting in his slipstream, but the overtake and the defense for Nico's going to come through. The Red Bulls swap, and they've leaked so much time. Dylan's really struggling out there. It seems like he can't make any progress out there at the moment.
And that won't help his championship aspirations, for this at the moment. Of course, Rick being in P8, net P3, maybe even P2 slash pits. That won't really help Dylan at all, as Dylan would be in P7 even. So we're going to have to see if he can make some inroads in the rest of the race. Meanwhile, with Connor still having the back of Spag here for P4 on track. And I think the medium runners will be pitting quite soon as well, so I have to see. Luigi seems to be in the pits.
Luigi coming in there, Scooter Race staying out, so he may be an undercut for your current race leaders. We'll see, of course, how that all evolves over the next few laps. They're overtake now in order for CPI corner. He's going for the move again on Spag. The Spag cover that inside line. He moves towards it, thinks about it, but he doesn't commit. And now corner down the inside. Can he get that one done? They are wheel to wheel almost the next, but corner makes a mistake. He's still there though, despite the traction issues. He's going to cruise around the outside. Spag try as he may, trying to hold that inside line, but it's futile. Through goes CPI corner. He made the error, but he had enough in it, enough grip, enough speed to make that one work. He's up in the third place now. Slash has got the responsibility again to get past Spag. The Ferrari in front of him is going to try and do it the hard way with no ERS. He's got to try and get it done now, helping Spag, but now Corner can focus on getting up to Tiger now.
And of course, Tiger not having the DRS, it will be a bit easier for Connor if Tiger does not pit, which I think he will quite soon. So we'll see. Scooter Sep would be in as well, I reckon, this lap. Slash onto the back of Spag. Is he had a little look into turn 12, but he decided he was going to back out of that. Probably a good decision as well there. Let's see, is Scooter Sep in? Yes, he is. Tiger stays out, so Connor has to do it on track. We'll have to see. Can he ever really get a good enough exit? As I say that, he has a lot of oversteer there. And he looks like he's stuck behind for one more lap. Slash is onto the back of Spag, but look at the ARS of Slash, is nowhere near. Connor on Danny inside on Tiger for the race lead now.
And Spag nearly ran into Tiger as he slowed down behind. Now MMA Slash is closing down on Spag, getting in towards turn 2 again. Looks to the inside again. Thinks better of it. Does not go overly committed there. Further behind, Neil Luigi has jumped Scooter Race 7 in the pit lead, and they're right with the Red Bull pairing along with Pupper Master, so they're not out of this just yet. They have fresher tires. Slash is attacking again towards turn 4. Again thinks better of it. He's really having to hold back and not go for those moves. Does not want to be silly. But with Tiger staying out, there's more obstacles in the way, and now Connor has really made the most of it. 2 cars between himself and Tiger. He can really get on with it now and cruise up in the lead now. He's headed for this race win at the moment.
Does look like it's going to be quite comfortable for Connor, but of course still half the race to go, and he still has to bring that home. Meantime, Slash still behind Spag. Let's see, can he get past this lap, maybe down towards turn 1 will be his best opportunity. As he's 3 tenths behind. That's a bit of oversteer, a lot of oversteer even, and that basically ruins his chances of getting past this lap.
He's going to try and pick it up, but ultimately with no ERS, he's got almost nil chance of getting through. Tiger still staying out. Could he be going for a preposterous medium to soft strategy? That is very, very ambitious. We'll see, but he's gone more than half race, or pretty much almost half race distance. So he is now working with this. Hardy now going for on the attack on Packer. Packer gets the switch back though, and it's going to power back at him. Goes the momentum down towards turn 2, but he's on the outside line. Hardy with DRS, trying to maintain it. Has the inside. Breaks later than Packer, and it is enough. He gets in the 6th place there. Packer still attacking him, but ultimately those slightly older tyres, actually they're fresher, my apologies, but ultimately it's not quite going to be enough. He's dropped behind Hardy now. He finally gets that move done, but he's leaked 3 seconds to Rick. Packer getting an oversteer, getting it all crossed up as he heads out of turn 5, and he keeps it together now as Lando on his rear wing. 3 seconds there ahead of Nico. The Red Bulls just don't seem to have it in them today to make the inroads, the progress that they need to make there, and Dylan for his championship chances could be falling back, because now he has the medium runners, the medium starters of Neil Luigi and Scooter Seb now at the back of that train, and threatening as well. Scooter Seb with a penalty though, that could help him, but as for Dylan, it's not looking good for his championship. Slash now in, so he's committed to the 2-stop strategy. What's the tire choice going to be for the Alfa Romeo?
Most likely it will be mediums if he does have one set left. Otherwise it will be hard because no way softs can go. Yes, it will be mediums indeed. So he's gonna try and make some inroads on these last 16, 17 laps. And let's see if he can do it.
So now medium tyres going on, and now a little bit of a campaign through the field for MMA Slash. It's going to be, but he's dropped back there, he's behind. QBR Maledictus out there on track has got an awful lot to do, but we'll see if a potential championship contender can prove his worth and get through this traffic. Maledictus first up on his hit list, if you like. We'll see if the Alfa Romeo can now make work. He's using his overtake in very unconventional places. That's probably why we often see him not having enough to complete overtakes, and overtaking is what he's going to have to do now as he begins to cruise up to the rear wing of the Ferrari. We'll see if he can get that move done soon enough, and what he needs to do to try and make more progress. Maledictus way there at 7 there. Slash looking to the inside, but that would be silly to commit to such an overtake, and he hangs back for now, looking up ahead. More battles could be unfolding. Packer slowly but surely slipping back, and now Lando on his rear wing. Spag now into the pits there. Tiger still sitting out. I think he might actually be going for that strategy that I alluded to a few laps ago. We will see, of course, as now Packer immediately covers the slipstream, braking to the inside, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, because now Lando sets on the move to the inside. Late. Packer breaks just as late, but can't quite respond. Through goes Lando up in a 5th place now. He runs in that P5, has Hardy just up the road in 4th. So now the race beginning to establish himself. We're still waiting for Tiger to come in though. We'll see, of course, if he can make work in his final stint. Now it's Rick chasing him down. If it weren't for that VSC, we could have a very intriguing lead with Connor's advantage over Rick, but at the moment he's made the most of it as the Alpha there. He leads this race on net position by about 5 seconds over the fin of Rick. Rick will take 2nd place, I think, but he will, if he has the opportunity, will try and hunt for more. Looking further back there, Slash did manage to get through on Maledictus. Now he chases down Skyzy up the road there, looking for points of MMA Slash. A thrilling charge it will be as he now goes to the inside. Oh! Get out of that one. Last minute, still sitting behind Slash, but there's a gap ahead of Skyzy before he really hits the pack, so he's got work to do with Slash, but with much better tyres than the cars around him. He will be flying, but will he be flying fast enough to get up to the cars ahead? Now into turn 12, he's going to go for it on the brakes versus the Mercedes, and now side by side again towards turn 13. Skyzy's still there on the inside, laying on those brakes. He is not giving us one up, but he may have to. Round the outside goes the Alpha, inside of turn 14. He's now up in a 12th place on the road there, making all the progress he can. He's up in a 12. Skyzy now with the overtake, trying potentially to fight back, and fight back he's gonna do, because to the outside now, onto those brakes, can't try to cut in front, try to get it done. But on the inside, MMA Slash will get through up in the 12th. A tough fight given by Mr. Skyzy, but through goes Slash. Now with 6 seconds to make up on Scooter Race 7, and with the big TRS train as well. I'm not sure if he can make up the gap, the hole, the void that he left by making that extra pit stop. A lot of work to do, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off there. Still 15 laps to go for Slash to make inroads, as now Connor still leads the race. He's pulling away now 3 seconds clear of Tiger, who surely will pit soon, and then we'll see if he can charge for the field in the closing stages.
In the meantime, Spack got past for P13 on Skyzy, and only has Slash a second up the road, so he's not out of any good result yet either, so I have to keep an eye on that. You always still have to train for P7 to P11 with Nico, Dylan, Papa Master, Nemo Luigi and Scuderia Seb still all behind each other. Lando's onto the back of Hardy. Is he close enough? I don't think Hardy's got a really good exit out of the final corner. I don't think Lando's close enough, or is he? He has a lot more ERS, but he stays behind for now, has a little look. He stays behind, so that is not changing for now. Also, Slash with the fastest lap, and Spag taking that away, 1:16.8. Good lap from Spag indeed. Packer is falling back a little bit. Nico is only 1.8 away from them.
Yeah, we'll see if he can try and make inroads at Packer. Next up the road again, just continues to slowly slip back in the race, but given his qualifying, I think he'll take 6th or 7th place. We'll see if he can hold it to the flag though. But what we saw, those fastest laps from Slash and from Spag, that is the quantity of the charge that they are putting on, and Slash is rapid. He's within 5 seconds now of Scuderia Save up the road, so he is really going for this there, but he runs away through the chicane. He can't afford to make those errors with Spag bearing down on him. They're going to be the ones to watch in this final stint. I tipped Spag at the start of this race. He started way down the back of the field, but now it may all be coming good for him. Look at this train though behind Nico. My oh my. They have got 5 cars there, 23 laps into the race, still running. In formation out there with overtakes, could be pressure, especially as Neil Luigi makes a mistake there. Under that pressure from Scuderia Seb is further back there. Tiger slipped back there. Wreck has cruised past them on the main straight. As further back as well, we have Lando down the inside on Hardy in the McLaren, and he gets it done. Through goes Lando. He's up into 4th place and will be 3rd when Tiger finally comes in for his pit stop there that he needs to take. So we'll see now. Lando, good looking at that podium, but an impressive drive yet again for the McLaren, who's continuing to show top pace out there. But the real story, CPI Corner is still running away 5.5 seconds clear of Wreck. He seems to be headed for this one, assuming no major errors. Look at Slash, look at Spag. They're both still charging more than a second a lap quicker than the cars ahead. Slash 3.5 seconds in a few laps time. We'll be right there with him, taking on that train just like we saw earlier on in the race. Can he make the overtakes work better this time? He's still not out of a chance of potentially a top 6 or 7 finish here.
Definitely not out of it yet, as we have yellow flags. QVR Maledicts have retired. I don't know what's happened to him. Let's go on board.
Safety car!
As we have safety car. That might throw it up as Rick is into the pit. And then we'll play out perfectly for Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger! Wow! We said his strategy was ambitious, nearly preposterous, but he has made the most of this now. And this race could have turned sour for CPI Corner, because now he has to stack up behind the safety car, and everyone behind will have a free pit stop there. Dylan is going to take a rest though. He's stayed out, as has Puppet Master, so they're going for track position rather than the tyre advantage. And speaking of the tyres, we have a mix of selections back there. Tiger and Lando soft, the rest seemingly on the medium, going for the end of this race. So Rick's going to be under pressure now. Tiger's been thrust right into the limelight for this race now. After a strategy that looked rather unrealistic, he now runs 8th on track with the 2nd with fresh tyres. But Slash and Spag have really gained out from this. They've just pitted and now they're right into the fray. Who knows who can win this race? There's so many contenders now.
Definitely throws up the whole race at the moment, as guys who've lost out, for example, Nico and Nimo Luigi, for example, they're out at the point at the moment, and they may have been better off not pitting or pitting. I don't know, it could have been either way, of course, but they've taken a decision to pit and they're now down the grid.
So now you're seeing, yes, as you mentioned there, and I do feel bad for those guys actually. Scuderia said made a different call. He actually stayed out when Neo Luigi, who was on the same sort of strategy and similar track position, came into the pits, and now he's 10 places ahead out on track. And a track was difficult to overtake. I think that may well be a good call for the Renault. So now the Mercedes are at the back there. Zoudemans can get brought back into this race there. We'll see if he can make the most of that. But now as they all bunch up, CPI Corner can't pit. Can he pull it off though? He does. The advantage he does have is that he has a bit of a buffer to the cars that will be chasing him down, starting with MMA Slash, who has now been thrust into it. This safety car has thrown this whole race on its head. We'll have about 10 laps of green flag racing when we get back to it there, when Bernd Marlander pulls into the pit. CPI Corner has made the decision to stay out then, has accepted that his strategy is fully compromised, and trying to hang it out to the end on his aging hard tyres is his best bet there. A thriller could be in store then for the closing stages of this race. Corner leads Dylan now up to 2nd, Puppet Master 3rd, but with their old tyres, surely they can't stay there. We will see, of course, if they can hold it, if they can try and keep their places up the front, or if the cars behind on those fresh tyres can make the most of this and get themselves onto those podium places themselves.
Indeed, see how that will pan out. Do you want me to run for the penalties, or do you want to leave it open as a surprise?
No, you know what? Information is always good for the world. Run us through the penalties, please.
If it gets on the way, interrupt me. But Colner has 2 warnings. Dylan has 2 penalties, unfortunately for him. Puppet Master has 2 penalties and 2 warnings. Scuderia Sep on 1 penalty and a warning. Slash is on 1 penalty, 2 warnings. Spag, no warnings. Impressive.
Wow.
Rick is on 2 warnings. Tiger is on 3 penalties, unfortunately. Land is on 1 penalty, 2 warnings. Hardy is on 2 warnings. Alright, interrupt me in that case.
Yes, I will indeed interrupt, because we have a race on our hands in for 10 laps when the safety car finally comes in to complete its cycle. And now we're going to see, of course, Connor leading it out from championship contender Iro Dillon, who is right on his tail then. Connor opening up turn 13 is going to be prepared to go at any moment, but it's not at 13. He's holding back, still holding back. Now in a turn 14, he's run out of time to make this work, and now at the last corner looks like he will go now. Gets on that throttle and leaves Dylan behind. We'll see if the order's going to get shaken up as we are back to green flag racing, and it is tight back there because we have Rick chasing down Spag, going down towards turn one. Look to the inside, he's going to go for it as the Fed. No, just hangs back. Backs out of it last minute. Lando late lunge, he's come out to blows, and now Hardy looking at it but can't quite get through. We'll see if the soft runners can make progress early on. Their Melodic is now out the session entirely after that crash, so he backs out of it back there. But now, relatively clean. Lando with a penalty. The penalties now could be so crucial out there. They could really make all the difference out here. So now, Connor leads the way, but can he stay there? He makes a mistake. Dylan now right there with him, but doesn't go for the move. So they're going to sit in a line then as they wait for the DRS to be activated. Then we can get back to racing. Slash in 5th place, you could argue, has a clear run at the top contenders in this one, but Connor still holds the race lead. Can he stay there though? We have 9 laps to go now here in Hungary.
Let's see how it pans out as Tiger's onto the back of Rick. Is he going to go for down to turn 12?
Whoa!
He goes way too deep and goes wide, just about to avoid Spag there. That was very dangerous from the Avatar. He just about keeps it there. We'll have to see if he can get in front of Hardy. Yes, he can. And he's still in 9th place. He got a penalty due to it though, so not be happy with that. Let's see. Rick is onto the back of Spag. Slash up ahead on Scuderia Step as well. Slash coming towards the outside. A lot of moves going on here. Slash round the outside, can he get past? Rick is not past, I can tell you that. Still side by side Slash and Scuderia Step. Down towards turn 2, Scuderia Step to have the overhand, but it looks like Slash is later on the brakes, and can he get through on those mediums? Yes he can, he's just about through there, and he's up into P4.
Now he has Papa Master in his sight. Slash not out of this one just yet. Scuderia Step has to drop back. Spag now trying to rein him in. Now the soft runners are getting to war there, because Tiger now looking at Lando trying to get him moved under to the outside. It's going to be very late. There's contact between them. They run out wide, and now Hardy looking at it, and Packer looking to the inside. Now it's all thrown on its head as Tiger is so eager to make up for that mistake, and is bearing down on Lando out there, who cannot make much progress. He's still trapped behind Rick and not really pretty much pressure on the old Fed. So we'll see now if Lando can try and turn things around and get the pressure off his tail. Look at Rick now bearing down, hounding Spag right there with him as they head round turn 14 for the 8th to last time in this race. Slash look at it right there with Puppet Master as well. That's one of the closest battles on the track. DRS will be active at the end of this lap, so keep an eye out. The overtakes could really start to come through. Late lunge from Slash down the inside. No, just hangs back from it there. Does not go too ambitious, does not get too risky. Look at Rick now. He's to the outside and further ahead now. Slash is to the inside. A Puppet Master battles galore down at turn 2. Round the outside goes Slash. Down the inside goes Rick at 3. And now they're still wheel to wheel up ahead towards 4. Slash on the inside is contact. Round goes the Alfa Romeo. Contact. And now that has thrown things wide open. Lando attacking Spag round the outside of turn 5. And now a Tiger's going to make it 3 wide. My oh my, look at this there. Lando forced out wide. Rejoins the track in front of Spag, in front of Tiger. My oh my, what on earth has happened down there? Slash coming to blows. It's heartbreak for the Alfa Romeo after such an action-packed race. Maybe just went one step too far, one step too risky. Now to drop back. Puppet Master holds on. Now Rex got the charge, but at the moment they're all dropping back. And Connor now 3 seconds up in the lead.
Yeah, of course, it doesn't look like Dylan is too fast at the moment. He's struggling with all these guys behind him. And that is helping Connor just a lot. And he is maintaining that first place and even extending as Rick is on the back of Scuderia Step. Is he able to get through? He's down the inside of the Renault. Is he gonna make this move work? Down the inside of turn 1, later on the brake, second gear. On the throttle, is he through? Yes, he is. He's up at the 4th place. And now Lando's looking at his teammates. Is he going to be able to do it? Around the outside of turn 2, he goes way too deep. And now Spag is looking as well, not able to get through.
He's coming back. The right hand set of 3 goes Lando, gets forced off the road and gets a penalty for it. They're very unlucky. He's looking at his teammate, but ultimately cannot quite get through. He was eager. He was looking for any opportunity to get past his teammate, but it's not quite come through. Skinneria set maintains. That 5th place Tiger's gone round. Coming in at 5. He must have clipped the curb on the inside and runs back now down the field. Heartbreak yet again for Tiger. Another guy that got thrust right into it thanks to the safety car, but now back in the back of the field with Slash. Absolutely just demoralising for both these drivers. They've dropped almost out of contention in this race there. So unlucky, and surely they're out of it there with just 6 laps to go now.
It definitely looks like that, unless a lot of drivers get penalties or get caught up in incidents. We don't hope, of course. Rick is onto the back of Papa Master, and in the meantime, he's been slicing through the field here. Is he going to be able to have a go at the Spaniard here? It does look like Papa Master has engaged the overtake and stays ahead for now. Rick is never close enough for that.
Yes, so Rick has to hang back then, and he's really struggled to make much progress. Has the championship leader. Speaking of that championship leader, may change hands. Rudy is now battling with Nico, forces the Red Bull out wide, and he's up in a 10th place there. He's getting in the wars then on older tyres, trying to stay ahead now of the Spaniard, but they're starting to drop back, starting to lose contact with the group ahead. So Nico's going to try and get this move done now, but not towards turn 4, surely. Has to set it behind. Skies, Nemo Luigi, the 2 Mercedes suspended up in the back there. Nowhere to go again. So difficult to make the passes here, make the overtakes work, and at the moment we're not seeing it. Dylan doing a superb job of maintaining that 2nd place, keeping all challengers at bay. But Papa Master still bearing down, and Mrek is right there as well. Who knows what could happen? Just over 5 laps to go in this race. Connor's away and gone, but behind it, the battles could all go either way there. Look at the train behind Dylan. There's about 7 or 8 cars still in this fight.
Similarly, a lot of cars still in this fight, and who knows about guys like Soudema, who may have not picked up a penalty, as we know from him, of course. He may be able to get a decent result out of this as well. Meantime, we have Rick once again onto the back of the Spaniard, Papa Master.
Here we go.
He's looking a lot closer this time out. But Papa Master just have a little bit more ERS, and he is able to push away from the fin. He's now looking down the inside of Dylan, not close enough, however.
I saw some movements here between the 2 Reynolds as well. Nico finally on the inside of Rudy. Can he get that one done this time? Yes, he does. He's up in the 10th there. The Luigi cannot follow through into 11th though. But yeah, going back to the lead battle there is now Rick going for a lane move on Papa Master. Rudy inside of turn 3. He moves through, takes advantage of the opportunity presented to him, and now has Dylan firmly in his sights. He is chasing that 2nd place, and I think with penalties he may well get it anyway, but he's still hunting for that one, trying to see it through. At the death there, Dylan now under more pressure from the car, still on very, very good tyres, but Connor has broken away, did exactly what he needed to do on the restart. He's had to put up with a burst in this race with the safety car, but ultimately he's seen it through, and he is looking very, very good for a debut win. Can he finish it off though? We have just over 4 laps to go, still such a close fight, but the penalties for Lando, surely on those soft tyres he's going to be set back there. Currently sets in 6th, but with the amount of penalties he has, surely he's not going to stay there by the end of the race.
I don't think he has. I think he has about 5 penalties, so that'd be very weird if he stays there. Rick is onto the back of his championship rival, Dylan. Down the inside he goes. Is he going to be through the Williams? It does look like that on those meetings. He has just more grip, and he is past Nemo Luigi, getting past Rudy in the meantime. And Skyzy is looking onto the back of the Williams as well on the exit of turn 1. Can he get through towards turn 2? Rudy with a very late defensive move. Skyzy does get through, it looks like. Can he make this work? It does look like he's on the inside for turn 3, and he is through. Bit harsh there from Rudy, but the Mercedes into P12.
Scotty makes it work anyway now into the points. He's chasing down on his teammate Nemo Luigi. Will that battle change hands in the closing stages here? Now Rick has got Dylan. He can now start to move away. He may have a very, very small shot at getting Connor, but he's really got to work it. He's got to hope that Connor gets a penalty, surely, if he wants a chance of still winning this Hungarian Grand Prix. The lap still taking down. Time is running out for these drivers to make the end rows that they need. Scurry Sam still sitting. Papa Puppet Master with much fresher tyres. I have to say that Dylan and Puppet Master, their job of defending has not only given them a real chance of a podium here, but it's also freed up Connor, so he can thank them, probably pay them off at the end of this race. We will see. Anyway, Rick, fastest lap. He is charging in desperation, trying to get up there late, but will it be too little too late? Down he is, he goes Spag almost from a long distance there. He is still looking at the back of Lando, who gets a slightly better exit off of one and catapults away. Still maintains that sixth position on the road, and Spag can't quite get through at the moment there. He is still suspended back there, but on penalty surely he will get that place in the end there. But the Renault still providing an obstacle between him and the cars in front, and he knows he can try and challenge. Packer's right there with Hardy. Hardy has not been able to make the progress he needed. He's been relatively anonymous back there. It is so close. Just 2.5 laps to go here. My oh my, Verstappen, who knows what's going to come through. This trade has been remarkable. Since the safety car restart, the field has still remained together, and who knows what can happen. We have 2 laps to go now.
And let's see if Puppet Master can maybe get past Dylan, but Puppet Master is almost out of ERS. And because the corner there might be careful with that, as his yellow is the second one. Connor!
No way! Connor! Is he going off there? He's going out of the turn 13! My oh my! Right in the death! CBI Connor! He's now could have thrown this one away. It's going to be a Seb's now looking at his inside. That is the most remarkable, unattainable turn of events. Right at the death there in CBI Connor. Now surely is in a contention for the race win. As he thrown it away. Right now, what heartbreak it would be to the man who's dominated this race. I can barely fathom it. As Hardy now attacking Spag to the outside now into turn 2, but Spag's going to run deep almost into the side of McLaren and just about stays in front, just about fends it off, and now he is hunting now on the back of Lando, who runs wide again, but he's going to keep it. Another penalty though, but Connor, he can still maybe grab a podium here, but the wind maybe slipping his fingers. Rick now inherited the race with just 2 laps to go. How on earth does Connor let this one go there? He's surely not got enough time. I cannot believe what's just happened.
It's quite amazingly late to have these turn of events. Quite baffled at the moment. Just looking like Rick Dylan has a puncture.
Well, Dylan up front left. Oh my word, he's run off. And could that throw things in the order for the rest of the drivers? Iro Dylan, my oh my, what a defence he put up, but ultimately it's not quite come through. And Zoneman's going to go through now into the points. Iro Dylan, that is heartbreak. 1 lap to go now in this race. Corner now, attacking back on Puppet Master to the inside now, going for that second place and has got it. What a bittersweet last lap this has been for the Alfa Romeo, but Dylan now into the pit lane. You have to feel for the man there, and that is to this right open now. Spag attacking Lando to the outside towards turn 2. Can he get this one done then? Late in the day, he goes late on the brakes as well now. Wheel to wheel, but through goes Spag. He finally dispatches of the Renault driver. He's up into the top 5. We'll see if he can go on to bigger and better things with the penalties at the end of this race. Rick has inherited it. Nearly 4 seconds ahead. Just have to keep it clean, and he can claim a remarkable last gasp victory here in the most incredible of circumstances. Half a lap to go here in Hungary.
Yeah, definitely, and don't rule out Spag of a podium because he has, up to the safety car, no warning, so let's see if he's maintained that. No Puppet Masters have been. I don't know about Scuderia step out of my head, but I have to see at the end of the race. Meanwhile, Rick is coming through the final few corners. A bit of battle still going on. Packers looking at Hardy, not getting through, however. I think we'll have to cut on to Rick now. He's coming through the final corner. Rick opens up the throttle to win the Hungarian Grand Prix.
An almost inconceivable victory for Rick, but he has done it. Watch the penalties unfold. It is Spag who claims the podium. Hardy up to 4th. The order dramatically shaken up there. Drivers we wouldn't have even considered Hardy 4th. Nico, after an anonymous race, gets 5th. Neil Luigi ends up in 6th, actually ahead of 70, and I was not expecting that. Zonema gets 8th, ahead of Packer, drops back to 9th. Really 10th. Sky's 11th. Puppet Master and Lando, they're the big losers from that. Those penalties right at the end. After fighting for podiums, they've dropped back there, and only Puppet Master can claim a point there. Lando outside of it there. The late safety car really thrown things wide open. Rick has taken the most unlikely of victories, and with Dylan outside the points, he will now move surely into a commanding championship lead now.
It does look like that. His championship rival, of course, unlucky to get that puncture in the end, and he'll really not be happy with that, as you can imagine. And any other close competitor, I don't think I've got a lot of points either. So he definitely does extend his championship lead, and I think that will be about 27 points if I'm correct on that.
So, Rick, I think you are correct actually in that 27 points, unless of course someone else has overtaken Dylan, but he has got 27 points on Iro. Dylan, that last gas puncture just threw things away for him. We've got to really feel for him, and he's going to have a long week trying to recover from that. We'll see if he can get back to winning ways next week. Of course, we will see, of course, but for the moment, we're going to look into the present. Rick is your race winner. CPI Corner won a race he drove, but fell at the last hurdle. In the end, second place, he will have to settle for Spag. A brilliant podium from 18th on the grid. My oh my, he's came through with that one. Hardy ends up fourth at the end there. Quiet last stint wasn't enough for him. Nico, surprising fifth, as well as Neil Luigi sixth. It's going to be a safe, has to settle for seventh. Then of Zonoma and Packer rounding out the top 9, and then the top 10 rounded off by Rudy. A decent debut for him. He was in the wars towards the end as well. Skyzy and Puppet Master round out the points finishers there. Lando, just with the penalties, really costing him in the end. Dylan, what a heartbreaking end, as well as Slash making that mistake, getting caught up in things at the end there. We thought he could do great things. In the end, Tiger, not the race he was after as well. Again, getting in the wars at the end, and Maledictus Jordy, Tin Can will not finish this race. Wow, what a last stint we saw here in Hungary. The safety car threw things wide open, and we saw quite remarkable battling. But when the dust settled, it was Rick who took the race win. Now heading towards the next round with a championship lead. Can he move into commanding advantage out there? A critical win, and that could really set him up there for the second half of this season.
Definitely does set him up, as he now has a pretty commanding lead, and taking advantage of Connor spinning in the last lap and Dylan getting that puncture. He is now clear for a bit. We'll have to see next time round in Belgium how that's going to fare out. Perhaps Dylan can fight back on that one.
Yeah, of course, to not look away. Spa, what a track that is there. Of course, one of the most iconic, one of the most challenging, the wildest track on the F1 calendar, so stay tuned for that one next week. Division 2, as always, will be at 10 minutes past 8, UK time every Saturday, so stay tuned for that one. Also keep an eye on more of League of Europe's content throughout the week as well. So yeah, I think that's going to round things off then. What a race at Hungary. Maybe a bit of a slow burner, but at the end everything really came to fruition. So with that all said and done then, with the dust settled, I've been QB Artaka, he's been Verstappen, and until next time, we'll see you later.